Welcome to It's Your Business St. Petersburg. I'm your host, Srimati Oja Maharaj, manager of the Business Assistance Center. To run a successful company, you need to know the art of business. But in St. Petersburg, many entrepreneurs must know the business of art. For St. Petersburg values art, as art is a huge economic generator in our community. Special efforts are made to foster, develop, and encourage the arts and to develop artists as entrepreneurs. For 3 years in a row, St. Petersburg has been voted the top arts destination for mid-sized cities by American Style magazine. Joining us now to talk about why St. Pete is such a hotspot for the arts is Elizabeth Brinklow, Arts and International Relations Manager for the City of St. Petersburg. Elizabeth, thank you for joining us today. This is very fascinating and it's very exciting in this economy to be talking about arts. Tell us why is it and what does it mean for the City of St. Petersburg to be voted as the top artist destination for 3 years in a row?
Well, first it means that the residents and the guests of our city have a consistent vitality and interest and energy for the arts in our city. It means that this is a confidence building for our artists and our arts businesses and arts organizations. And it's a confirmation for the quality of their work and their hard work over many years, really.
And how many artists would you say roughly? We mentioned before that art is a huge economic generator for the City of St. Petersburg. Can you talk to us a little bit more about that as to its significance?
Well, as an economic driver, we're fostering an environment in the City of St. Petersburg for artists and arts businesses to make a living here. And in order to do that, we've had, among many departments within the city, a very hands-on approach. We've created a tripod, if you will, from Arts and International Relations, Marketing, and the Economic Development, Department. Through the Office of Arts and International Relations, we have arts committees and projects. There's training, incentives, and marketing. Those are 4 different areas that are offered through 3 to 4 different departments within the city. Through arts committees and projects under my umbrella, the Office of Arts and International Relations, we have public art projects for individual artists and artist teams, and we have the arts grants process for arts organizations and participation in the cultural plan, which is basically a map which guides our way for growth in the arts in the city.
Wow, this is tremendous because the city has a huge support system for artists and really to promote art in St. Petersburg. What does the city do to help encourage the growth of arts and arts-related businesses?
Well, in training, that can occur through the Business Assistance Center. Artists and those who wish to start arts businesses can take a very basic course with the Business Assistance Center. And how do I form a business? What does it mean financially for me to form a business? And then through SPARC, which is the St. Petersburg Artist Resource Collaborative, artists have the opportunity to collaborate and network amongst themselves, as well as to take specific arts business courses designed specifically for them. How do I begin a business? Am I right? Am I in the right direction as an artist? Can I manage myself in an arts business? Or should I choose to partner with a business collaborator so that I can focus on my art and the business manager can focus on the arts business?
So what you're saying really is that we've got artists who are developing their skills as artists, or who are already there as artists, but the other part of it is to really help these artists make a living at what they do. And
Absolutely.
in that sense, that's where you sort of keep all of these tabs on all of these things and really sort of coordinate with the rest of the departments and channel this information to our artists. What advice would you have for an artist wanting to start a business in the city of St. Petersburg?
Well, I think you guided us in that direction already, that the artist really needs to have a good understanding of what their art is, and the art components. How do I build my art? What is my statement as an artist? And then where do I want to go as an arts business?
And you've been in this position now for how long?
3 years.
3 years. How have you seen it grown?
Well, I think the communication between our city staff and our artists, our arts businesses, and our arts organizations has grown quite a bit in the last 3 years. It started earlier, sort of the generating of this arts environment in our city was begun probably, I would say, 8 years ago, but then it really took off because of the relationship and the change in the structure within our city to be an arts-focused city. And primarily, I think there are 3 goals. One is to elevate the quality of arts within the city of St. Petersburg. Another is to offer more opportunities and to encourage that environment for our artists, arts businesses, and arts organizations, more opportunities. And then thirdly, to place the artist first in the conversation, so that not only are their needs met, but the opportunities within the city to provide those and to encourage are fostered further.
Fascinating, because it means that you're here really keeping all of these things, as I said, channel into the direction to grow the arts.
Yes.
As a destination in St. Petersburg. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Elizabeth?
Well, I would like to share that through the marketing department, once an artist has established their arts business, they have the opportunity to join the Downtown Arts Association, and then through the Arts and Culture page on the city's website, through that logo, the Downtown Arts Association logo, then their gallery or arts business can be represented there. Also through the Office of Arts and International Relations, I serve as a liaison to the Central Arts District, to Grand Central District, and also to the newly designated Warehouse Arts District, and basically for encouragement or any assistance that they might need in gaining information about what the city can offer them.
And I know, for instance, recently you worked with the Central Arts District and our staff to help them with their banners, and can you talk a little bit more about that?
Well, they were trying to find a way to help designate and drive business to the areas between, I believe, 3rd Avenue and Central, 3rd Street and Central, and all the way out to 9th. And one of the opportunities, which would be a low-cost opportunity, would be to identify banner locations at each end of each of the blocks.
Okay.
So that was the main idea.
Okay, so again, we sort of help and work with these districts to sort of pattern and fashion where they want to go. So they're not there alone.
Exactly.
And you're there to help. Thank you very much for joining us, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Thank you. The city has many ways to help teach the art of business to those in the business of art. Let's take a look at one group and how it helps fuel some local artists.
This stuff is wonderful because it's like carving wood with no grain to it, you know? You can carve from any direction.
There are many reasons for artists to start their own business.
It'd be nice if you could just stay in your basement and make all the things you want to make on your own, but you have to eat. So that's why I started a business. And I come from the business world. I started off in working for, I entered at IBM. I worked at the government in Montgomery County, Maryland, which is right outside of DC. I was in advertising doing television spots for about 12 years. So, and when I got tired of that, it's like, what next? And art was the answer. And since I came from a business background, I knew that you needed to have a business sense, or at least some part of your day was going to be filled with business just to get things done.
For me, it was out of necessity. I got a commission, a fairly large commission with a corporate entity, and when they asked who to make the check out to, and I said me, they said,
They were much more interested in dealing with a business as opposed to an individual, so it was a matter of necessity.
I was in finance, and due to the economy, I had to change field. When I lost my job, I decided to become an independent artist and have my own store. And that's the result right here. I am growing it day by day, and I'm gonna continue to grow it with the help and support that I'm receiving. I think I'm in the right city. So I think I'm in the right place.
The right place for artists like Michelle Pierre is the SPARC program, offered through the Business Assistance Center. SPARC stands for St. Petersburg Artist Resource Collaborative, and it definitely helps create useful collaborations for area artists.
SPARC, it was an opportunity to learn how to market myself as an artist. I have a business background, but I never knew how to market myself as an artist. How to develop myself as an artist, how to get my product out there, how to network as an artist. That was a great asset to me to get involved with a group that actually allowed us to network and develop.
Being a member of SPARC, I get to go to so many different classes. I did my business plan through SPARC. And now I have a business plan, even though I'm here doing the fashion retail store, but I have a plan for future. When I acquire enough revenue, I will know what to do, and that's thanks to SPARC. And we have a lot of different classes available, and I'm using all the knowledges that I'm getting to put them into my business.
A lot of that knowledge comes from established artists in the area who are willing to share their experiences.
My main body of my work is with public art projects, large-scale projects for site-specific areas in, I don't know, for cities and governments and libraries, that sort of thing.
My business is called MGA Sculpture Studio, and it functions a little bit differently. It's primarily commission-driven sculpture, so I work a lot with architects, designers, developers, that sort of thing. Commission-driven, meaning we get a % of money up front, we do the work, we get a % of the remainder of the money at the end. The way that we help the most is just being here. Being here, being present, making a living, making things, being professional artists. Doing that is, I think, inspirational. Mm-hmm. It also then getting connected like to an organization like SPARC, where that information, the problems that we've solved and the steps that we've gone through, we can share with other artists and other small business people to give them insight into some of the foibles that we've experienced and some of the problem solving that we've had to do to get to where we are.
So they don't have to reinvent the wheel.
I will say, besides being an artist, be smart. Use your intelligence. Try to find a program like SPARC to connect with other artists who know what they are doing. Because it's good to be surrounded by people your kind. And that helps you, that encourages you, and that gets you creative and motivated. So that's what SPARC does for me. I am surrounded by artists, and I would love any artist, because people have a lot of talents out there, but it's all over the place. They don't channel it toward a specific program, a specific group. And they end up spending the rest of their life doing wonderful things, but never get to put it out there. So through SPARC, everybody would have the exposure, you know, the networking and the encouragement. I encourage everybody to join SPARC.
Opportunities with SPARC, there are just so many. We've earned a lot of education in how to put our product into the market, how to work with galleries. Right now we're at the point of actually working with the museums. That opportunity blossomed through SPARC, you know, through the networks we've developed, how we present ourselves, how we get people to perceive us was very important. You know, our social networking. How we present ourselves in a social network and getting ourselves out into the market. Marketplace is a very difficult place to position yourself. And if you don't have the knowledge to do that, and SPARC has helped us considerably in doing that. So I think that was quite important.
Networking with SPARC helped land Scott's company in the store at the Museum of Fine Arts, along with other local artists. Between the networking and classes, SPARC can help put artists on the path to a successful business.
We learned how to create a business plan, which is very important, very vital to developing your business, as well as a marketing plan. I find the marketing plan to be more important than the business plan on sales, because everything's about money when you come right down to it. And it was very important, the marketing plan and the process that was developed for us through the Business Development Center and SPARC. It helped us evolve. It really did help us evolve. This year, we've only been in business 3 years. This year, we have a marketing plan that sets our goals to establish 1 boutique a month to get our product into the market. And we have surpassed our goal. We're already in 3 boutiques. We're becoming national. And we're even dealing with museums, like I said, and it's unbelievable.
I think it's great.
I think SPARC offers a lot of aid in what it takes to form a business, and I can give an example. I formed my business approximately 15 years ago, and I did it in St. Louis. And it was, as I mentioned earlier, one of those situations where I got a fairly large commission through a corporate entity, and they wanted me to have a business name. And I realized, oh my gosh, if I'm going to have a business name and have a check go into a bank account, I have to have a business license in order to do that. And so I went to get a business license, and I discovered, oh my gosh, if I got to get a business license, then I have to get a occupancy permit, and there were all of these steps that I had to go through, and I had to learn them through trial and error and go from point A to point B and have point B tell me that I needed to go to point C, and there was a lot of running around. And what SPARC offers is it's like a guidebook. Here, this is your journey, this is what you're going to have to do, and it's all there before you, and it makes it much easier, and there's someone there to support you in that journey. So in that respect, I think SPARC's very helpful.
I will always continue to go to SPARC because that's like my library, that's my resource place to go and enrich myself, get more knowledge, and get more ways to improve my business, because I plan to be one of the biggest business moguls in St. Petersburg, and I know SPARC will get me there.
Joining us now to talk more about how you can get involved in St. Petersburg Artist Resource Collaborative, or SPARC, or any other of the classes offered by the Business Assistance Center is Tracy Smith, Economic Development Coordinator for the Business Assistance Center. Tracy, we saw just a few of the artists helped by the SPARC Exchange. Can you tell us a little bit more about how the Business Assistance Center can help artists?
Well, the Business Assistance Center has a variety of ways that we reach out and assist artists. You spoke earlier about SPARC, and that was our program that launched back in '09, where we brought together a group of artists and recognized that they had the wonderful skills, whether it be in clay or sculpture or painting. But we wanted to provide them with assistance where they could earn a living as an artist. And we wanted to provide them with the skill set to develop their business acumen. And so through our business workshops and through our business counseling and also through our SPARC meetings, we are able to connect with the artists in that way.
Oh, very good. Tell us a little bit more of the other classes offered at the Business Assistance Center that can help artists.
In addition to our regular SPARC meetings that are held, we also have workshops such as establishing a home-based business. And now, with the city's current zoning policies in place, there are more areas in the city where artists can live and work. And so this may be an opportunity for artists to work right out of their home. So we want to make sure they have all the information in order to do that appropriately. So that's a wonderful workshop for artists, establishing a home-based business. In addition, we have workshops such as QuickBooks, because it's important for artists who are operating as business owners to be able to manage their books appropriately as well. Just the other night, we had a workshop that we offer quarterly. It's called Intellectual Property, and this is one of the workshops presented by our one of our collaborators, SCORE. And Intellectual Property workshop provides information on how business owners can protect the work that they develop. And this is a very popular workshop and one that would be beneficial for artists.
That's so important, because I remember one of our SCORE counselors who counseled at Sarasota said that he knew the artist that did the logo for a famous rum label. And this person attended the Ringling Arts Museum, and while he was at school, he sold that logo to this rum company. It was never patented, and now it's huge. So it's extremely important to attend classes such as those.
Indeed, and that was discussed in the workshop as well. Artists have a tendency to think, I created this is mine, everyone knows that. But there are specific steps that need to be taken to protect that work. And the workshop provides an overview on what those steps are, and then clients can come into the business counselor to get more one-on-one information on how to proceed with the specifics.
You spoke about specific zoning where artists can be located. How can the Business Assistance Center help artists with that?
Well, we've done quite a bit in strengthening our relationship with our development services in the area of permitting and zoning. And we have a direct connection with staff there. And this has proved to be very beneficial to our artists, because we're able to get them connected with the appropriate staff in those areas before they make any determinations to take out a mortgage on a particular site or to sign a lease agreement. We make sure that they connect with permitting and zoning to make sure that the location is properly zoned for an artist studio, and to make sure they are aware of any appropriate permits that would need to be pulled.
You talked about that connection. It's integral in terms of our relationship with all of the various city departments. If I'm an artist and I would like to do an expansion for my building, and I'm not sure what I'm doing with my plans, does the Business Assistance Center has any help for that?
Definitely, and the advice that I have for artists who are wanting to expand is to stay connected with the Business Assistance Center, because we are able to walk them through the process of what it takes to do that. One of our workshops is entitled City Services and Incentives for Business Startups. And it's a wonderful class where we are able to bring in a permitting representative, zoning representative, and also someone from our economic development department to talk about city incentives. And so our clients are able to meet these folks directly, make that initial contact, and then they know who to follow up with as they take the steps to open or expand their business.
You just spoke about incentives. I know, for instance, there are certain areas in the city, if an artist were to locate there, they get incentives for things such as, building materials and equipment and that sort of thing. But if I'm an artist and I'm not sure, I actually have a plan, and I'm not sure whether I'm not in the right direction, and I haven't hired or quite hired an architect yet, or I just want to see whether my architect is on the right track. Do you have any such services for that?
We definitely do. We have a remedy for that, and that is something that sometimes trips people up when they are ready to open their business or expand their business, and they meet with permitting personnel and they find out that they have to have a site plan. And sometimes it's, oh my, what's a site plan? How do I do that? How do I proceed? Well, we have been able to, through our collaboration with SCORE, partner with volunteer SCORE members who are architects and engineers, and they sit down with our clients every other Friday. This is a service that we provide. They sit down with our clients and help them to develop their site plan prior to submitting it to the permitting department. And
these folks are in coordination with the permitting department, so once it goes there, it's all in sync, correct?
Exactly.
Okay. Very good. That's an integral part, and that's extremely important for a business. Again, I'm an artist. I'm not familiar with having a business, even with all the processes in establishing a location, and you have the Business Assistance Center able to assist with that. What sort of other assistance or classes that you offer at the Business Assistance Center?
Well, some of the other classes that would be beneficial to artists would be, for instance, our web marketing series. And this is especially important to artists who may be operating in small studios or out of their home. They need a way to communicate and connect with their customers and with their clients. And web marketing is really the way to go for them. And so we have a series that we offer quarterly, creating your web presence, marketing your business online, and 2 different social media workshops as well. One of the social media workshops provides information on the advantages and pitfalls to be aware of in social media, and the other goes more into depth, talking about the experiential and viral and videos and how that can help to develop and expand your business.
And again, those classes are not how-to, but what to look for when if you're an artist, is hiring someone, what you need to be looking for and asking for in terms of service, correct?
Exactly. They are an overview of what it takes to develop your online presence, with the idea, again, that you would follow up with a business counselor or hire a professional.
Very nice. Can you describe, for instance, okay, you talked about working with an artist from the onset, navigating through the various city departments. Are you there to assist even after they've been in business?
We definitely are. We are there every step of the way, from the initial contact, conducting an assessment to see exactly what their needs are, tailoring a development program that would be good for them, including workshops and business counseling, meeting with appropriate staff. And even after they open, we continue to work with them and provide them with this assistance if any issues come up related to any of the other city departments or either other areas or other companies that are not necessarily related or connected to the city. We're able to provide them assistance and liaison in that way as well.
When an artist has been established and they've walked through the process, they've opened up their brick and mortar location, do you assist them with any grand openings, and what's the process for that?
We definitely do, and we are very proud of the grand openings that we're able to provide for our artists and other clients who work with the Business Assistance Center. The grand openings that we coordinate for artists are a culmination of many different steps and a lot of work that has gone into prior to the day of cutting the ribbon. Your typical grand opening is one where officials arrive and speeches are given and a ribbon is cut. And we do that on the day of the grand opening, but there are many, many steps that have taken place leading up to that day, because our intent, our purpose is to help these artists and other clients to build capacity so that they can continue to sustain their business after the ribbon is cut. And we're there for them after the ribbon is cut.
So are you saying then that you have criteria for folks that you work with?
We do. We ask that our artists and other clients establish a relationship with the Business Assistance Center. And through that relationship, we are able to assess what their needs are. We are able to follow up with them. We are able to help them to stay on track. And once they have gone through those steps, and perhaps they would even have already had a soft opening, and we encourage that so that they can open their business, get the kinks worked out, see if there are other ways that we can assist them prior to the big day, prior to the grand opening.
And what I've noticed too is that in the process they also learn a lot about event planning, press releases. You've got quite a bit of marketing going on with them, the invitations. So it's a whole learning experience for them in this process too. That's very good. Can you give a recent example that you've had regarding a grand opening?
Not too long ago, we held a grand opening on one of our business quarters on Central Avenue, Bottega de Arte, with T.C. Allen Carr Studios. And this is a client who has worked with us for several years. And she has taken many classes, and she met with many different business counselors. And we even had a staff member, as she was nearing the time to open her business, we had a staff member that literally walked with her through all the different areas of our Municipal Services Center, from the business tax office to the zoning office to the permitting office, literally walked her through to make sure she had all of her things taken care of in those areas.
And then I believe you've also assisted Charlie Parker pottery from the beginning?
Charlie Parker as well. As a matter of fact, we were able to incorporate our partnership with Eckerd College through our Progress Energy Eckerd College intern program. We were able to have interns come in and assist him with preparing his new site when he opened up his business.
If someone needs more information, what number can they call?
For more information about the services at the Business Assistance Center, they can call 893-7146.
Thank you very much, Tracy.
Thank you.
Thank you. For more information on the classes we talked about today, go to stpete.org/BAC. I'm Shrimati Oja Maharaj, and thank you for tuning in to It's Your Business, St. Petersburg.